Hello, everyone. Really amazing to be here in this live feed. Cam recording. Yeah, this is amazing. Good. Um, in this presentation, at the moment, there is actually no one here in this live session, but that's totally fine because it's not about actually being here live, but it's more about taking the time for yourself to spend this time. So if you're watching this later on, and you want to have that learn how to type blindly, I'm actually giving this presentation as if you are actually here. Because in a certain way, because this is recorded, you are. Good. The presentation itself, as many of you already know, the company name. Let me just add Fabienne. Hello. Hello. I just started the presentation, and I'm partially giving it live without you being like people can't hear you, but I'm presenting this live as well. And I'm expecting kind of like 2 extra people, and we'll see how far we can go. Good. So, like I just mentioned, like being recorded in a certain way is like actually participating during this full hour. That's the idea. So the company name, as many of you already know, is AIM, Action Information and Insight Management. And in this cohort, we're going to practice how to type blindly and to increase our skill. And starting from, well, basically last week, I'm going to reserve every Tuesday 1 hour for people to freely come in to experience this level. This could be typing or this could be one of the other subjects, but in the following 3 weeks. Hello. Hello. Really amazing that you're here. Hello. Yasmin, I just started the presentation itself. It is actually being broadcasted live without you being in the picture and without you hearing the like audio. People can't hear you, but feel free to jump in. The plan is to do this every week, and now for the following 2 weeks we will do how to say it. We will do typing lessons because that's the main focus on this one. That's what I agreed upon. But I will keep doing this to give people more value and to give more content, skill. So the company name that I have is AIM, Action Information and Insight Management. And within this one, we're going to learn how to type blindly. So this is the agenda. Based on the learning curve from last week, I'm going to structure it a little bit better because that's the growth. Like leaning into the growth and receiving feedback is a big one. Also, just in productivity in general. So we're going to go a little bit deeper on the introduction, of course, and then we're going to set up the software package, KeyBR, which is a very an amazing software tool. I also know the owners, but it's kind of. It is an amazing tool to learn how to practice without needing to select like beginner, advanced, and stuff like that. Now we're going to spend 15 minutes, so 3 times 5 minutes practice. Then I'm going to give you guys a little exercise. And then we're going to do 10 minutes of practice again and then closing off for today. It's nice and easy, just like playing. It's a little workshop, so we'll actually have to do something, as in including me. I'll do my stuff as well. Um, good. So that's this page. Introduction. Um, Quite often, many of us have the tendency to like a little bit sit like this, like curved back and stuff like that. An invitation I can imagine if you're not used to it, that sitting up straight is not as easy because your muscles actually are not used to this one. Um, but for me personally, as in a personal story, I've started doing this about 18 months ago, like learning how to type blindly and then improving my posture because of it. My neck pains actually disappeared, my back pain disappeared, my lower back muscles became stronger. People now comment to me as in, why are you walking so like straight? And partially it's the typing course. So every time typing. Um, during the practice itself, keep in mind your knees at 90 degrees and your elbows in 90 degrees. And it's almost, yeah, it's almost a meditative state that I want to lean into. It's in actually breathing. Because in a second we will go through some um, exercises and we will create some muscle memory as if your mind is somewhere else, you're thinking about something else, and your body is just responding based on the questions that you, based on the words that you're receiving. Um, good. And it is, I added this picture as in the fingers itself that you're going to place. It is your index finger is going to be on the F and the J on both sides, and then filling up that full row. Within this image, you see different colors. So your pinky finger, for example, uses Q and Z. And then your, ring finger goes to W and X. So these colors correspond with the letters that you need to use. The challenge thing is, especially if you're used to only typing with 3 fingers or 4 or 2, is to keep actually having your fingers on that state. That will be the invitation. It will be slower compared to what you're used to, but it is worth it. So, now I kind of filled up 10 minutes already, kind of. And then we're going to start the exercise, the practicing itself. I want to invite you to go to keybr.com on a different browser. You can also choose to like hide me in my view because like I have a camera, but it's not that, I'm not that beautiful. So you don't need to see me. And the invitation is to then to go to KeyBR. And then you have the option to sign yourself in. You guys see my mouse, right? Or don't you see my mouse? Yes or no? No, okay. On the right top, you see the sign in like logo with the face. You can click upon that. And then you have the possibility to sign in with your Google account. You don't need to. It's fully free. Just you don't need to sign in. But the added benefit is that it will track your progress. If you're doing this 15 minutes a day, just practice, practice, practice. So you can sign in there. And based on that, yeah, like I mentioned, as in the fingers go on the keyboard itself, and then you can start typing based on the letters that have been given. And the software itself will it will start with 5-6 letters, and based on the skill that you currently have, it will open up new layers. And I'm very quick with my time. I see like within 10 minutes introduction and having you guys to work. So I'm going to mute my camera for about 15 minutes. I'm going to see if I can add some music specifically for this one. And then let's practice. See you in about 15. Amazing. myself as well. And if I'm doing everything correctly, or at least that's the challenge thing itself, is that you could like listen to me while you're doing this. Because last week we were also doing this part, and what we noticed is having your mind focused on something else. For example, my story creates you just focusing with your eyes on the letters that you're seeing, and then checking the words that you're like looking at the letters, the fingers that you're using. Um, because it will create that your body remembers these things. If you're seeing a cue, that your pinky actually starts moving. So you're not actively thinking about it. That's the state that you can grow into. That's quite advanced, though. Do I need to be silent? Would that be best? Okay. um, what I personally used while I was supercharging this is that I was actually listening to a podcast during this time. And then I was actively listening to that story and just seeing the letters. And let me go into this one, by the way. Because that will really help you create that disconnect from your body to your consciousness. And that's a very beautiful state. It will help you concentrate massively. And I want to add something. In KeyBR, you see on the top level, you see the metrics. So the speed, the accuracy, and the score. And the goal is to receive as high a score as possible. To really tune into, if it's 200, to make it 300. If it's 300, to make it 800. Like, focus on that one. And then the biggest contributor in this is the accuracy. Like, reduce your speed halfway, 10% comparison to what you normally do, and really focus on the accuracy. Because practically, if you write stuff down and you need to go back to it, then you're reducing all of your speed in the long run. So practicing on the basics. And I'm going to practice together with you, if you don't mind. And then you'll have that extra benefit of me being silent, which is fun. I see you smiling, so that's quite fun. Like, I'm seeing you guys, but for the recording, it isn't there. And if you want to, you can actually type in the comments what the score is that you currently have. Ah, very good. 99 accuracy. So that's 3,000, 4,000. Where are you at then, Fabian? Or even higher? Nice. I just did 750. Very good. Very good. Already very skilled. Like, me being the teacher is like, you guys are better than me. But it's about practicing. It's about practicing together and spending this time. 1700. It's not amazing yet, but it is a start. So then imagine listening to your favorite podcaster or perhaps even a Mind Valley quest that you're interested in. I even tried to do this once with a Netflix show, but that wouldn't be... made two mistakes. No. And it's fun to have fun while we're doing this. And it's thinking about that back, as in, are you still sitting straight? Are you still enjoying, experiencing that level of rest? Are you feeling your fingers in a certain way? Do you feel like having a pain somewhere? Then perhaps you need to change that a little bit. There are some keyboards, and this is something what people could do, especially if you're not fully on that 90 degrees, that you're actually sitting like this a little bit. That you could put a towel underneath that you can move a little bit more like this if you feel like that your wrists are hurting, which is a very nice benefit, because in the ideal situation you just want to have that rest state where you just type. And in a certain growth, you will feel that you can increase the level of you typing as quickly as you can think. And that will give so much extra benefits, especially having conversations with ChatGPT nowadays, where you can actually talk to it fully and just express your own thoughts and it will respond. Hmm. 2300. It's not amazing on my side, but and during the next exercise, that's something that you can start thinking about as well. Yeah, it is the exercise. How many letters have I unlocked? Right now it is 5, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now the 11th. How about you? Have you started your capitals already? Very good. All of them. Can I use the excuse of me um, typing, or at least me speaking? Please let me use the excuse. Why is not? Okay. Um, And this software package itself is quite powerful because the starting point in a certain way is for everyone the same. Like you already see that difference between Fabienne and me at this moment. To see like, she's already like making those steps rapidly, unlocking all of the letters, because the software takes that into account. And I used this previously with children. Like I was giving classes to what is elementary school? Yeah, elementary school. So ages 9 until 12, something like that. And at the beforehand, before I found this one. Oh, you unlocked it. Okay, you unlocked it last week. Okay. Um, yeah, I started my new. I didn't sign in mine. Um, but with those children itself, with the software package that we were using, they needed to be on a certain level before they could unlock the next level. And sometimes they felt like that was a little bit arbitrary. Of it wasn't really working. They had like trouble with one letter, and because of that, they were stuck with uh, advancing. And I gave them this letter and just said, okay, let's have a battle. Let's win as many points or score as high as a point. And then I started them seeing like battling each other. I said, I've got 300, I've got 400. It was so amazing to see because then your instant trick motivation gets back. And now, because we're doing all of the small letters and nothing on the big letters, you can actually go into settings and add capital letters, which is a very, very powerful thing. And then stuff becomes powerful and strong. Uh, moderne. And what I noticed for myself as well while I was doing this is mentioning the word itself beforehand and then letting your arms just write it down. Because if I'm saying that correctly, every one of you has the English words now. You're receiving English words. And you can also, for me personally, I have it on Dutch, for example. And I'm actually getting Dutch words because of it. Because Dutch combinations. Like AA, the STR often happens. The SCH often happens. Like certain combinations get back quicker. So when you need to write down schuur, it's a barn in English, then it's actually your fingers start to recognize patterns. That's a really powerful one that we can add upon that. So let's go a couple of more minutes and then we can start doing the extra exercise. This is, by the way, the first time that I speak without anyone speaking back. So it's kind of interesting to experience that, to be in that presentation state and at the same time still kind of tuning in with you guys. And like I mentioned, I'm going to do this once a week. So feel free to invite other people regarding this, because the main challenge is to create value for other people, and that's my full attention goes there. Oh, I'll take it into consideration. Yeah, I was thinking about that. J- Fabienne just mentioned, as in I prefer having that combined with interactive. Um, I was thinking about it, but also because it's live edited and given, it's kind of like expressing that that oil stain, basically, like growing upon that. And especially if it's growing, then it makes it harder and harder to. Well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's a good one. Let's experiment with that. Oh, all of the time I'm beneath 1,000, so I'm not doing that well. Good. And then I will slowly want to finish this off. So please stop typing. And you have on the right side, you have the option to press profile. And based on the profile, you can see some data. How many lessons that you did today. So Fabiana, I'm very curious how many lessons that you did already. I'm at 4 now. So it gives a nice overview as how many hours did you spend upon that, how is it going, what kind of top accuracy that you have, what's your average. And if you go a little bit lower, for today, Fabian. Nice. 8, nice, very good. So it's a nice practice to do like, okay, every day do 10 reps or do 8 reps to kind of practice this. Do this in between, perhaps even during a call, while you're doing something else. So really integrate it into your being. So yeah, if you're going to the profile, then you're seeing there is something called compare yourself, where you're seeing in a histogram, so a green distribution frame, basically, histogram. And there you see the average of what most people are actually skilled at. I think if you're typing more than 40 words per minute and with an accuracy of above 95, then they could hire you as a typing assistant. So that's like an extra job, that's an extra function. Like you can put that on your resume, like that kind of level. Like it's relatively easy, but these are the things that you can. I think it was 40 words per minute. 40. But these are the things, if you're skilled enough with this, then you can actually like dictate a certain presentation full on. And that's so powerful for a conversation or for a meeting. So that's an extra skill that you can add in your on your resume or to your boss, as in, I'm now able to do this. Good. The exercise itself, I want to invite you between 40 and 60, Fabienne says. Okay. Yeah, you can open a new document, a Word document or Google form or something that you want to write on, or your Notion. I'm very big in Notion. And write down for yourselves the reasons why you want to improve this. That's your speed. Okay, check. Yeah, good. Now I'm curious. Like in this 10 minutes, like write down all of the motivations, your reasons why that you want to do this. It could also be like sitting up straight with my neck, not actually sitting like this. That's a massive, because it feels really good. Like really tuning into that one, as in, that's my motivation, that's why I practice. Me sitting up straight, having a straight back, sitting healthy, being healthy, less wrist pain. So I invite you to do that, and then I'm going to search for the job requirement. more attentive to people. Yeah, it's really a big one. Oh, okay, it's a little bit higher than expected. A good typing speed in the workplace is around 40 to 60 words per minute, and roles involving more typing, such as data entry or transcription, usually begins between 60 and 90 words per minute. So it's a little bit higher than I thought. But still, that's a good exercise to start it off with that. Good. And feel free, if you've written down your exercise itself, to continue with the practice. And what I noticed, for myself at least, is practicing this and actually like being in that state of typing helps me to concentrate. I'm choosing where my mindset is, and that's a very big one. Let me see. Yeah, and feel free to write it down in the motivation itself in the Google thingy. Nice, 6,000. 99 accuracy, that's high. It's really high. That's powerful. Especially if you're already using all of the letters. So that's a nice entry extra. Good. So let's continue practicing. Because it's not really about the information that I'm giving you, but it's about taking that time reserved with each other to actually practice. So I'm going to practice here as well because I need to beat Fabienne. Let me see where it is. I didn't win just yet. I've got almost 3,000 score. And in about the last 10 minutes, I'm going to close down the recording for the live session at least. So you can then share your thoughts without it being recorded. You can do it now if you want to. That's fine as well. But just be in, like, know that you're being recorded based on that. And like, some people like that, other people don't. I realized, sorry, I didn't really read that one. And what is then the old way of learning a new key? Or the new way, I don't know. Like actually looking, is that the old way? Ah, okay. Yeah, to kind of like test out your fingers, like building that muscle memory. I can imagine. Yeah. And they're partially doing that with the software within 3 letters first. Partially. Oh no. um, but they haven't done that with capitals just yet, and they haven't done that with interpunction. How does it call it? Like dots, the points, the commas. And that's something that the owner is working on. Yeah. But what do you like about the software? That's the big question. And if you have feedback, like, I want this to change, like, let me know. I've got contact with the owners itself. Like, they also have a Discord community that you can fill in your feedback, which is quite nice. It's actually called KeyBR, but I'll write it down in the description of this recording later. Share it with you guys if you want to. But it's quite nice to have that feedback. And most of the time right now they are focusing on adding new languages. $2,200. I'm still not there yet. I need to practice. Especially when I'm um, just opening up a new letter. Then I find it difficult to start that off with. To feel that new letter in my combination. That's a good one. I didn't know this software. Thank you. I'll note it down. Like and if not if like you perhaps already know, I'm very big on the second brain methodology. So writing down all of the stuff that I learn, process data. And partially like this is also one of the sources, as in, hey, if KeyBR isn't completely filling your needs, then go to typing.com or for this specific aspect. Um, hmm. And then the challenge is, as in, what's the current state? What's your, yeah, I'm not making any sense. Never mind. So I'm also very curious what your current score is itself, if it's improving or if it's reducing. And it is about not focusing about being the fastest or gaining the most, but actually like tuning in, as in, yeah, I'm constantly like struggling with the P or moving my hand in a strange way when I'm going to the shift or something like that. Like really tune into the body. The result doesn't really matter. Even the score doesn't really matter. But it's about, do I feel like I can type without any um, pain, struggle, resistance, without my hands getting tired? Because imagine if you can actually like sit in front of the computer. Very good score. imagine you sitting in front of that computer without having back pain, struggle whatsoever. 100%. Very good. Very good. It's so fun to see all of your faces and to see the emotions appear. Hmm. And like in partially, and perhaps this is something that I'll do in the future as well, to yeah, I don't know, maybe to actually have a live session in a certain way, but that you can actually talk without you being recorded. Like, I don't know if that will be useful, because later on I want to have 20, 30, 40 people in this course, but that's a journey for the future. I'm going to continue practicing. Hmm. Really amazing. And then I'm going to slowly close it off for at least the public, for the bigger audience. So thank you very much for those who already have come so far. And then I see you all in the future. Thank you. Bye bye.